today I am watching Peaky Blinders Season 2, Episode 4. Episode 3, we saw Tommy bidding on this horse, and Polly's son Michael went with them, and he didn't really seem concerned about what he saw, so I'm very curious to see what his character storyline is going to be throughout the show, if he gets more involved with Peaky Blinders activities. Please no spoilers, but I think he's a great addition to the second season. We were also introduced to a new character of May at the horse bidding, and it looked like Tommy was about to call her at the end of the last episode, so I'm curious to see what she will bring to the show, if she plays this horse trainer or what that looks like. But overall, I'm really enjoying the series so far. I'm very excited with the addition of Tom Hardy's character and Michael's character, but thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you're ever curious about what gear I use or what's on the bookshelf, I've included a link in the description. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Oh, yeah, that's the guy that died in prison. Oh my gosh, and that's the gun belt his mom made him. Oh my goodness. Seem to be spending a lot of time in the graveyard this season. He's gonna give the money. Yeah. As is tradition, as is the Peaky Blinders way.
Mills past the stacks.
I mean, it's better than nothing, but still, it's not gonna bring the kid back, obviously. Well, look who it is.
You're working together?
Yeah, it would appear so. Oh my god, Campbell.
Situation.
Yeah. How does that feel? Let us tell.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? You want to do whatever you want to do, that's fine, but he thinks they're just traitors now.
This pal.
Following the success of your mission,
We're gonna make you do it again.
Will you shut up?
Yeah, obviously, it's usually how blackmail works.
Nevertheless, the pro-treaty, Paddy's and the king want the same man dead.
It would appear so, yep. The Crown and the Irish are working together. Oh, man. I mean, I'm not surprised. Campbell seems to have no limits.
answer, because
That's not really an answer now, is it? Who is it? Who do they want him to kill?
Because.
Really great communication they've got going on at this meeting.
being connected to the killing, because I will see to it that no connection is ever made.
That's a lot of trust. I don't trust him. No.
No equals. Bang. And your man here will shed no tears as he looks the other way.
Yeah, we know Campbell has no problem looking the other way when there's criminal activity going on.
As I know.
Oh, that's not gonna go well.
Your export license, Mr. Shelby. You had a deal with Mr. Churchill.
That's true, he's already had his demands met. Now he's not gonna fulfill his side. Okay, yeah, so Tommy's saying that Irish guy is a spy, and he's like, I'm not doing this if he's just gonna go tell all this information. He's like, I'll do it, but get rid of that spy first, basically. Some fierce dance moves, oh my. Oh god, oh my god. Arthur, what are you doing? Yeah, Arthur and these bakers are just attacking people in Camden Town. Oh my god, he just glassed that guy. Oh my god, oh, that would hurt so much. So much shards of tiny glass. Oh my god. No. No. Arthur, oh my god. He just glassed that guy in the neck. Oh my god, Arthur. Is that the spy? Henry Russell, that's the guy that they want him to kill? Okay. Yeah, if Michael becomes their accountant, like he said, he's like, I'll be like, I want this to become legal, and that's what Tommy wants to do as well. He's like, yeah, but you gotta tell your mom first, or you gotta tell Polly first, or maybe he means both of them. I don't know, but yeah, Michael/Henry definitely wants to be more involved.
So, be my guest.
Why would she want to see a gambling den? Like, and yeah, she obviously knows that he's doing illegal things now.
Let's be Brother Arthur's office.
It's weird that he's giving a stranger, like, access into their gambling office.
You came here to get my girl, right?
Right.
Is this May character also involved in criminal activity? Like, she's asking, like, you know, what do you do about the police and, like, the layout of the space? So, yeah, very interesting.
Well, you've got time to take the lady to the garrison. Show her the spa and the tea rooms.
Oh, my.
I'd like that. Why not?
That is a beautiful horse.
Do you want to Mrs. Carleton?
Oh, wow. Straight to the point. Okay, here we go.
The horse is why I'm here.
Is it, though? I don't know. I don't know that I believe it.
So is that what you say to women?
Yeah, it's quite the opening line.
Do I look like a man who wants a simple life?
He painted his bar gold and red.
The horse will be called Grace's Secret.
Oh, my.
Grace's secret.
He named the horse Grace's Secret. Okay. Yeah, definitely over that situation. Not.
Ended it.
Well, I lied. There isn't one.
I was going to say, there isn't anybody else. Yeah, and Michael's threatening to move to London if he doesn't get this job.
For it is.
Secret handshake? Okay. So Michael's going to become their new accountant.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Okay, yeah, so Michael will only be responsible for the new legal stuff. He won't be dealing with the old stuff that was very illegal, so that's their compromise. And she also negotiated him a pay raise.
Sat? You're never late for work.
Oh, got a new job and a new watch on his birthday.
Welcome to the business, Michael. Welcome to it.
Yeah, he's officially part of the Peaky Blinders now.
Just taste this.
Is this the beer from the bread factory?
Where there's prohibition.
Where there is prohibition,
Yeah, Canada was still in prohibition.
motor cars are the future.
Yeah, so they're gonna send all this whiskey that they got from Camden Town to Canada, because Canada's still in prohibition, and it's under their export license they got from Churchill.
No time.
Good man.
Yeah, and they're like, they want Michael to be involved, but not in the actual, like, part where he's, like, packing crates. So, you know, if he's involved with the books and stuff, that's fine. They just don't want him, like, on the ground involved in stuff.
Think I'm in love. Drink!
Arthur is in a tailspin. Oh, my God.
I have a long drive ahead.
You're fun.
He's definitely using that Tokyo stuff more and more, so...
I told you, Arthur.
He's writing off, yeah, as onions.
Cracking down on owing this to up everything else, understand?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, do what you want, but don't, you know, ruin everything in the process.
It's under control.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, and Arthur's all on his own, like Tommy and John and the rest of the family are still in Birmingham.
Sergeant Major.
And he's put down 600 as onions in the books when it was actually drugs, and Tommy's like, don't ruin everything else we have going with this habit.
Right, Ada, the Andrew for me.
Is this the guy from The Crown?
Looking for Ada.
Who are you?
Yeah, I think this is young Prince Charles from The Crown.
He's a writer, which means he's skint.
Skit means poor. I learned that when I was in the UK.
I'm Thomas. Pleased to meet you.
He's like, oh yeah, now that I know you're not like sleeping with my sister, we're friends.
A minute with my sister, please.
Yes, of course.
I like that actor. I'm excited he's in this.
Just one last push, eh? Then you'll go legit. Just one more obstacle.
Yeah, Ada's like, I've heard this all before. Nothing ever changes.
New life.
Is this some way Tommy just wants to get their signature, or is it actually a trust fund?
Are you sick?
I'm just doing what any ordinary man would.
Maybe that beating from Sabini scared him and he came close to dying and realized he needs to sort things out. I don't know. White flag. Yeah, right. I don't trust it.
If you don't know, then you don't know, do you?
That is a very roundabout way of saying nothing.
None. Not one.
So for a few joke.
I don't think they were jokes to Alfie.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the Jew thing.
You saying you're sorry?
That's the most insincere apology I've ever heard. These guys went to school together, and are they going to team up and go against Tommy and the gypsies? Yeah, I'm very curious. Tom Hardy's great in this. I'm so excited he's in it. And Sabini's a loose cannon. Tom Hardy's character's a loose cannon, so the two of them together. Oh my god, I love all those books. Oh, those bookcases.
Sure, my husband kept some in the garage. I can get someone to do it.
This evening or?
Is he staying over?
We're so far away from anywhere people usually stay over.
Sleepover, okay.
For a guest to stay, we have a whole wing called guest wing.
She wants him to stay.
Thank you.
I feel bad. I feel like she gets lonely in this big house.
Ignore this, it's actually all right.
And she just wants some, like, company.
See, at midnight, I'm gonna leave my wing, and I'm gonna come find you.
Oh, my.
I'm gonna turn the handle of your bedroom door.
Oh, my.
That okay?
Not with me, they're not. I don't drink in pubs with blacks.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Here we go. Yeah, I got into a first bar fight. The same week he turns 18. Standing up for his friend. Yeah, against that racist jerk.
Only can hear me chips.
Where are you going?
We won't be long.
Yeah, they're going to that bar, obviously. They're like, well, you got into a fight with one of us, you get into a fight with all of us.
The sunset went down.
Just as promised. Oh, my. They're burning his pub. Oh my god, it wasn't his fault. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this oh my god, this poor guy. No, 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 no. Oh, that would be horrible just to see these flames coming at you. Oh my god. Yeah, and now Michael knows, like, hey, if somebody messes with him and he tells his family that they're gonna do some serious repercussions.
No, I will erase suspicion. You'll have to deal with them yourself.
Oh my god. He was like 3 seconds, he was parked outside.
No consequences for you. I have given you my word.
Which I know to be worthless.
Basically, yeah, I wouldn't trust it.
That is why I have been settling my affairs in the event of my death.
Yeah, and he's like, in case this mission goes horribly wrong, at least things are taken care of.
With men I trust. If I should die,
they're gonna go after Campbell. Yeah, like, you had to know there'd be consequences, obviously. And Tommy's like, I don't have an option, I have to do this, so if I'm gonna die for it, then I at least want the revenge. And again, the lighting is always so well done. If you ever see a lamp in a shot that's actually lit and used, it's called a practical. So he's got 2 practical lamps on his desk, and then you see the light coming in from the windows as well. It's interesting to think of Tommy facing his own like mortality because he does risky stuff all the time, but this one seems to have him contemplating it more than usual. Like, he's obviously done shady stuff before and risked his life before, but didn't set up a trust fund or anything like that.
All got cut. I guess the telephone lines in England are not so good, huh?
Yeah, Grace and her husband. Okay. I feel like she knows it was Tommy if they calls and then hangs up, and there's no caller ID, obviously. Oh, man. This has been the same director for a few episodes as well, and I like it when they do that. So that was my first time watching Peaky Blinders Season 2, Episode 4. It was a good episode overall. We definitely saw some advances in the storyline. We found out that Campbell and that Irish gang are working together, and that they're the ones who are orchestrating this assassination that they want Tommy to take out. And then we saw Tommy get his affairs in order. He sets up a trust fund for John's kids and for Carl. And yeah, it was interesting to see him planning for his possible death. Maybe just that incident with Sabini and this assignment has got him, I don't want to say scared, but maybe making steps that he wouldn't have normally taken. I think Ada was a little surprised that he would be doing this, and she doesn't know about this assignment, so it's kind of like, what's going on? And we also saw that Ada has taken a new house guest, this writer named James, who I can't remember the actor's name, but I'm pretty sure he played young Prince Charles in the recent seasons of The Crown. I really enjoyed his performance. I don't know that I've seen him in anything else, so it was nice to see him in something different. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he relates to the story, how him and Ada met. And he doesn't know that she's a Shelby because she's going by Thorne, which was Freddie's last name. Unfortunately, Arthur's drug habit seems to have gotten only worse and more out of control as he spent $600 on drugs and wrote it as onions in their books, basically. And Tommy's like, what's going on? Like, this seems very unusual. And Tommy sent in there because he's like, people are afraid of you in Birmingham. Like, I need you here because I need to be able to trust you. And you're also supposed to be, taking care of business here. And he's like, but I'll send John down if you can't be left to your own devices, basically. And Arthur was like, no, I got it under control, which I feel like is famous last words as we saw him most definitely not have it under control. So, but they have that club now, and we saw Sabini show up with a white flag at the bakery and talking to Alfie, and he mentioned that him and Alfie went to school together, and he's like, did you know about this club takeover? Like, did you know this is what they were planning? And he was like, yeah, you made jokes about my religion and you made jokes at my expense, basically. And he's like, oh, it's just a joke. And yeah, so if they've got such a long-standing history as well, and they've seemed to gone back and forth between friend and foe, and now it sounds like they're gonna team up and go against Tommy and the gypsies. And I obviously don't trust either of those guys. I think both Tom Hardy's character and Sabini's character are very unpredictable, and we've seen Sabini be very paranoid and not trusting people, and I feel like Tom Hardy's character has a very short fuse, and I feel like it's just going to be, if they don't kill each other by the end of this, it's going to be a miracle. And Tommy had just started this working relationship with Alfie, and what's that going to look like now, especially for those the bakers that are there. So yeah, it was interesting to see how fast Alfie's alliance has shifted. I'm not surprised, but now they're working against Tommy, and Tommy's also sending off a bunch of whiskey to Canada that then will be sent to the States, sent down to major cities and like Toronto and New York, where people are still willing to pay very high prices for actual made alcohol. And he's like, people are still making it in their bathtubs, and it's prohibition, so people are doing whatever they can to create their own alcohol, seeing as how it's illegal. So he's got that new side business going. During Tommy's meeting with Campbell kind of used that over his head and was like, hey, we've already met your demands, you have this export license. And Tommy's not going to give that up, obviously. Like, he's got endless opportunities there, and it's just going to bring in even more money for them, so why would he give that up? But now he also has to fill his end of the bargain, basically, because they'll take it away if he doesn't do what he's promised. So he has to execute, I believe they said his name was Henry Russell on the document, and he seems to be a politician, and he showed up outside that guy's house, and as soon as he was there for like less than 3 seconds, he said there was a police officer coming up to him saying like, you can't just sit in your car outside of this politician's house. Obviously it's very heavily guarded and they want to protect this guy, and I don't know how Tommy's going to get in. Campbell has promised Tommy immunity, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't believe a word of that. And I don't think Tommy does either. And Tommy's like, what happens if a police officer dies? Like, what's that going to look like? And again, Campbell just says like, yeah, do whatever you need to do and get in there. So yeah, he says he has 3 weeks to get it done. So pretty soon. I feel like that'll be the season finale, as we've got 2 more episodes to go. So that's my prediction. Again, please no spoilers. I don't think Tommy likes this being held over his head and being blackmailed, obviously, and he doesn't like Campbell, so the fact that it's coming from him, I think, only makes it worse. We did see Grace in this episode for a very brief scene at the end, and it sounds like she's in London. Tommy called the Ritz, and her husband picked up. As we know, she married a banker, and she has been living in New York, so I'm not sure what she's doing back in London. I guess we'll find out. It's interesting to see her slowly come back into this story, and I don't know if Campbell knows that she's back, and if Tommy will go meet up with her. I definitely think Tommy still has feelings for her, as he also named the horse Grace's Secret. And yeah, what's that gonna look like? And as soon as he heard that her husband answered the phone, he hung up, and I think Grace knew that it was him that was calling and seeing if she would be by herself or if he wanted to talk to her. Tommy hired May as that horse trainer, and we also saw them have some alone time together, and I'm not too sure what that's going to continue to be, if it'll just be something casual, especially now that Grace is back, if he will continue to see May, or if that'll just become back to being about the horse. But it was interesting to see her at home, and kind of like her side of things, as she lives in this giant house all by herself that she calls this lighthouse, basically, as she's still keeping the lights on for her husband even though he's passed away. It doesn't sound like they had any children, and it's just her in this giant house. And that scene was a little painful and a little awkward to watch, just because I felt like she just wanted some company. She's like, people used to stay over all the time because we're out in the country and they had carriages and they didn't have cars. They could just leave right away, you know, they'd come and they'd stay the night, and it sounds like it used to be a house full of life and people coming and going, and she's like, I don't even have a maid, like, it's just me here. May's trainer put together this 2-month program for Grace's Secret, the horse, before he'll be ready to race. So maybe the execution will be the next episode, as he only has 3 weeks to do that, and maybe the Derby racehorse will be the last episode. That's just kind of my predictions based on the timeline they've set out. Michael turned 18 this week, and he also was officially hired as the Peaky Blinders accountant. Tommy gave him a watch so he would never be late for work, and Polly was very against it at first. She was like, no, I'm definitely not having him do anything with the business. And then Michael basically threatened to leave. He's like, yeah, I'll just move to London then if you don't let me be a part of this, which I feel like is childish, but he's also 18, so that adds up. Polly's like, well, I don't want to lose him, like, I just got him back. So she agrees to let him be this accountant and take this job after negotiating a pay raise, of course. But they're still trying to keep him out of, like, he's not loading the crates at the dock, he's not doing any of that stuff. So maybe they're thinking if he just does the books, it's less illegal, and he's just working on their new business, and if he's only doing the stuff that is actually legal on paper now, it's okay. They don't want him involved with this export business. But I feel like that's a slippery slope. Like, once he's in, I don't know where the barrier will be or how strict they'll be on stopping him from doing other stuff if they need him. So right now he's just the accountant, but I wouldn't be surprised if next season he's, you know, got a gun and is going on all these schemes with them. So it was interesting to see him slowly get in. And I feel like he's only been with the family a couple weeks, because when he first showed up, he's like, oh, I'm turning 18 soon. So it's not like it's been a year later and they're like, okay, you know, now that you're, you know, 18, we can join and start doing stuff. So very short time span of him seeing his birth mother and deciding to have this whole new life, basically. And then, of course, he goes out with his friend to that pub, and that racist is incredibly rude to him and is just being a jerk. They get into this fight because Michael's standing up for his friend, and they go to the garrison where they run into John and Arthur and explain the situation. And then John and Arthur decide to go burn down that guy's pub and burn down that person, basically. And they're like, oh yeah, no, nothing happened, everything's fine, like, don't say anything. And it's just like, That's terrifying. Like, it wasn't the bartender. He wasn't the one making these comments. The person who made the comments was long gone, and now this guy is dead and the bar's burnt to the ground. Literally, like, 0 from 100. They just, in retaliation, there's no middle ground. It's insane. And I think Michael now sees, like, okay, if I bring a problem to, you know, these guys, and they're going to take care of it, and in a very brutal and intense way. And he's like, if anybody messes with me, I can just tell them and they will retaliate. And I don't know if that was his intention when he went there the first time, if they were like, oh, nobody will bug you at the garrison because it's where my family is, or if he was trying to get some retaliation and was hoping that would be the result. I don't know, but yeah, he definitely is seeing more and more of the side of them and what they can do and what the Peaky Blinders are capable of, and he seems to be okay with it. Like, it doesn't seem to bother him. Overall, I thought it was a good episode. I'm really enjoying season 2. I like the addition of all these new characters, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with their storylines, with Michael, with May, with Alfie. Just really enjoying it overall, and I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with Arthur and how out of control Alfie and Zabini will be. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be a very intense next few episodes because we're almost done the season already, which is crazy. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. Seem to be spending a lot of time in the graveyard this season. Who do they want him to kill? Get rid of that spy first, basically. Michael / Henry definitely wants to be more involved. He painted his bar golden red. Oh, got a new job and a new watch on his birthday. He's like, oh yeah, now that I know you're not like sleeping with my sister, we're friends.